Another major witness has taken the stand in the murder trial of George Wagner IV.
Today, Angela Wagner, the defendant's mother, testified in Pike County as part of her plea deal with the state. NBC4's Jonathan Jackson is live tonight at the courthouse. Jonathan, how did they react to seeing one another?
Well, Jen and Jared, it appeared as if both barely even glanced at one another in the courtroom today. I can tell you several times George, in fact, looked down at some notes and was taking them several times throughout his mother's testimony, which is something he rarely, if ever, did during Jake Wagner's testimony last week. Now let's take you inside the courtroom today. Angela was very soft-spoken and appeared slightly nervous at times, but she responded to each of the state's questions thoroughly. And they began by interrogating her about how she raised Jake and George, explaining that she homeschooled them both until high school, while their father, Billy Wagner, allegedly taught them how to steal from trucks and trailers. She also confessed to her family being involved in several arsons on their property, which Angela says they staged to appear accidental in order to collect the insurance money.
So, Jonathan, she admitted a lot during the trial. Did she explain why her family committed those murders of the Roden family or how they planned all of that?
Yeah, she absolutely did, Jen. First off, she started with how Jake and Hannah Mae Roden were dating shortly for a while before they found out that Hannah was pregnant. Now, once that came to light, when the child was born, Angela said she became concerned over signs of abuse and claims that her grandchild would often appear reluctant to leave and return to Hannah since they had shared custody. Now, Angela says that's when the family began planning on how to keep the child for themselves. And she confessed to holding meetings with her husband and both of her sons on how to carry out the murders, which she says they did in secret and away from any phones or technology out of fear of being recorded. Meanwhile, George Wagner has pleaded not guilty, and his attorneys have argued that he had no role in these killings.
Jonathan, one other point to make here. We've covered this the past couple of weeks here during specific witnesses during the testimony. Angela Wagner today, we did not see or hear her. Several other witnesses chose to go that way. Can you explain why that's the case?
Yeah, Jared, that's right. You know, during her testimony, Angela Wagner did not appear from her face to her voice. She opted out of being recorded, and that is something that the judge has allowed certain witnesses to do here if they so choose. Now, he's allowed to do this. It is permitted by the Ohio Supreme Court law, and it has been a subject of controversy here several times throughout this community. But again, it is permitted, and some witnesses have chosen to opt out like Angela Wagner did here today, and Jake Wagner, her son, did last week. Of course, we'll continue to follow this court case and be here tomorrow as testimony continues in this case. But for now, local for you in Waverly, I'm Jonathan Jackson, NBC4.